Economic and societal collapse refers to the breakdown of a society's economic and political systems, resulting in a significant decline in living standards, economic activity, and social order. The collapse of a society can be caused by a wide range of factors, including economic depression, war, environmental disasters, and political instability. Historical examples of collapse include the collapse of the Roman Empire, the fall of the Soviet Union, and more recently, the collapse of the Zimbabwean economy in the late 2000s. These events demonstrate that collapse can happen to any society, regardless of its level of economic development or political stability. Theories and models of collapse have been developed by economists, sociologists, and political scientists to understand the causes and dynamics of collapse. One well-known theory is the limits to growth theory, which argues that the unsustainable use of resources and environmental degradation will ultimately lead to collapse. Another theory is the peak oil theory, which posits that the decline of oil production will result in an economic collapse. The relationship between collapse and other societal issues such as poverty, inequality, and political instability is complex. Collapse often leads to increased poverty and inequality, as well as political instability. However, these issues can also contribute to the collapse of a society. For example, extreme inequality can lead to social unrest and political instability, while poverty can make a society more vulnerable to environmental disasters or economic depression. Examples of societal collapse, including specific case studies of historical or current examples of societal collapse, can help readers understand the concept better by providing concrete examples. The role of governance in collapse. The role of governance in collapse can be crucial, as poor governance can exacerbate the consequences of collapse. It is important to explain how governance failures can lead to collapse and how good governance can mitigate the consequences. The impact of collapse on different groups of people. Collapse can have a disproportionate impact on certain groups of people, such as the poor, women, and children. It's important to explain how collapse affects different groups of people and the long-term effects of collapse on them. External actors such as international organizations, foreign governments, and non-governmental organizations can play a role in collapse, both positively and negatively. It's important to explain the role of external actors and their impact on collapse. The recovery from collapse. Collapse is not necessarily irreversible. Explain the measures that can be taken to recover from collapse and the challenges in doing so. An historical perspective. It's also important to provide an historical perspective on societal collapse. Understanding how societies have collapsed in the past can provide valuable insights into how collapse can happen today and how to prevent it. Build an emergency fund. Having a savings account with a few months' worth of living expenses can help individuals and families weather a financial crisis. Learn practical skills. Having practical skills such as gardening, basic carpentry, and first aid can be useful in a crisis. Stockpile non-perishable food and water. Having a supply of non-perishable food and water can help individuals and families survive in the event of a disaster or food shortage. Develop a community network. Building relationships with friends, family, and neighbors can help individuals and families cope with the stress of a crisis and provide support during difficult times. Educate yourself about collapse. Understanding the causes and dynamics of collapse can help individuals and families prepare for and mitigate the consequences of a crisis. Knowing the warning signs of collapse, such as high debt, political instability, or food shortages, can help individuals and families prepare for a crisis. Diversify your investments. Investing in a variety of assets, such as stocks, bonds, and real estate, can help protect against the risk of collapse in one particular market. Things that people could do to prepare for or mitigate a collapse. and that the measures that are appropriate will depend on the specific context and nature of the collapse. You can dive deeper into the causes and consequences of inflation and hyperinflation, including the different types of inflation and how it can be measured. You can also explore the different strategies that governments and central banks can use to deal with inflation and hyperinflation, and the potential trade-offs and drawbacks of these strategies. Hyperinflation is a severe form of inflation, usually defined as an inflation rate of 50% or more in a single month. It is characterized by rapid and out-of-control increases in prices, and it has a devastating effect on an economy and society. Hyperinflation is a rare but severe form of inflation that has occurred in a number of countries throughout history, including Germany in the 1920s, Zimbabwe in the 2000s, and Venezuela in the 2010s. It's important to note that the consequences of hyperinflation can be catastrophic, leading to economic collapse, social unrest, and even political instability. Building emergency savings. Building an emergency savings fund can help individuals prepare for economic hardship and unexpected expenses. Developing a food storage plan. Developing a food storage plan can help individuals prepare for food shortages and ensure they have access to food in case of a crisis. Building a network of support. Building a network of support can help individuals cope with the emotional and psychological effects of societal collapse. Learning new skills. Learning new skills can help individuals become more self-sufficient and adapt to a changing economic environment. Building community resilience. Building community resilience can help communities prepare for and mitigate the effects of societal collapse. Developing early warning systems. Developing early warning systems can help governments prepare for and respond to natural disasters and other crises. Investing in infrastructure. Investing in infrastructure can help governments prepare for and respond to societal collapse, as it can improve access to basic services. Improving communication networks can help governments prepare for and respond to societal collapse, as it can facilitate the flow of information and help coordinate the response to a crisis. Building cooperation can help governments prepare for and respond to societal collapse, as it can facilitate the flow of aid and resources, and can help to coordinate the response to a crisis. Encouraging sustainability and environmental protection can help prevent or mitigate the causes of societal collapse, such as overuse of resources, pollution, and climate change.